New York. I see. You mean if I pull off the deal, you'll be made chairman? I get it. If you're made chairman, Semon's going to have to take your place. well, sir, by the way, I've been nominated to post for membership at the Snobs Club, and I was wondering if you'd be nice enough to second me. Thank you, sir. I don't have to explain to you that if I'm accepted by the Snobs, it'll mean all the difference to my career. What was that, sir? Do I know anyone in New York? No, sir. Do you? You did? Does she? What's her number? Butterfield 8. Oh, no, sir. I wouldn't dream of putting her down as expenses.
Passengers at greater speed, higher expense, and higher risk is now welcoming its 1 millionth customer whose wife doesn't understand him. Remember, when you're dying to fly, fly Flash American.
Jeannie Romaine!
I'm an all-American female from an all-American town. I'm from all-American Main Street, USA. I eat all-American popcorn and chew all-American gum, which is why I talk this all-American way. I watch all-American movies, have the all-American night on my all-American television screen. And like all-American females, I have an all-American dream to become an all-American movie queen. My all-American papa comes from Poland. He came here from Warsaw with my mom. Now she lives all alone because my papa is an 18-karat all-American. I get all-American goosebumps when I hear the stars and stripes. I'm an all-American niece of Uncle Sam. And I think that President Eisenhower is absolutely... What? Really? Wait! And I think that President Kennedy is absolutely... What a lucky all-American girl I am. I consider myself very fortunate to be a citizen of of the United States of America. And what is more, I support the Fifth Amendment. Whatever it is. Rah, rah, America! Hoo, hoo, hoo! Jeez, what a bum audience. Got a cigarette? If they didn't survive Swatter, there'd be nobody out there at all. Take this place, for instance. I mean, what is it? What is it? What is it? It's only Skid Row with a cover charge. If all the crummy joints I played were placed end to end, I could work my way to Vegas. Gee, I'm hungry. Don't let's eat here, though. Not even the cockroaches eat here anymore. I'll take you to a nice little Chinese place on Mott Street. It's so chic, even the Chinese people eat there. Isn't this something? I mean, where else in the world would you find a Chinese place like this? Certainly not in China.
I love you, Jenny.
Bet you say that to all the girls.
It's funny that you should stop and have a chop suey with me like this. It's as though we were fated for one another.
My mother said I never should play in a Cadillac in the woods. If I did, she would say, you'll only be sorry on Labor Day. Daddy!
Susan? My daughter, Susan. She needs me back in London. Jenny, I'm sorry.
Please, don't apologize. It's the story of my life.
Susan, darling, what's the matter?
Daddy, I'm going to have a baby. I'm sorry.
Please, don't apologize. It's the story of my life. Stop the world. I knew this fella in school. He had this terrible habit of biting his nails. And the teacher told him, she said, if you don't stop doing that, I'll make you wear boxing gloves. Well, he was the light heavyweight champion of the world for 6 years. But the funny thing was, when he took off his boxing gloves, his nails were bitten right down to the quick. You see, even being world champion couldn't cure it. This brings me to my point. If it runs in the family, there's nothing you can do about it. Come on, lads. On behalf of the young couple, I would just like to say thank you for all of your good wishes. When I first saw Susan coming down the aisle just now, looking pretty as a picture, it was as if someone had turned the clock back 20 years. She reminded me so much of my wife. When I first sent Susan to finishing school in France, I little realized she'd finish up like this. The way I look at it is I'm not so much as losing a daughter as gaining a son-in-law in the French Navy. Hello, Dad. No, I don't want any money. I just came for someone to talk to. It feels funny now with both girls gone. It'll give me and Evie a bit more time together. Yes, I don't know where the time has gone to. Still, I can't grumble. I mean, from T-boy to managing director in 20 years isn't bad. And I still make a damn fine bit of tea. I'm a committee member of the Snobs and I'm secretary of the Foreign Trade Association. I mean, what more could a man ask for? I'm even president of my golf club and I can't even play a stroke. I mean, how's that for opportunism? I ought to be in politics. What, me? You're joking. But I don't know anything about politics. Mind you, that shouldn't hold me back. I mean, neither do they. You know, I bet I know more about world affairs than the whole lot of them. You know, I've made my money. It's high time I did something about prestige. Anyway, there's more money in prestige. You know, with my influence at the Snobs, I bet there's a safe seat begging somewhere. I can be in the House of Commons by the end of the year. Little chap. And paid. That doesn't sound too good to me, Dad. I'd have that looked at if I were you. Little chap. Member of Parliament.
If anyone can bring the East and West together, it is Little Chapelwich, Member of Parliament.
There is only one man who stands between us and world supremacy. Herr Little Chap. Jack Kennedy couldn't even take a bath without Little Chap MVP.
They're right. The world's in a mess. But then so was Sludge Poo when I first went there, and I sorted that out, didn't I? So there's no reason why I shouldn't sort this out. After all, it's basically the same problem. There's nothing wrong with the world that a good business brain can't put right. I mean, a debate in the House of Commons can't be any worse than the annual general meeting of the shareholders. It's just two lots of people screaming at each other, whichever way you look at it. Besides, I've got a talent for making money, which is more than you could say for the government. They've only got a talent for spending it. Right, there's going to be some changes made around here. First of all, rip out those old Conservatives and put in some new ones. The cabinet's out of date. Get rid of it. You don't seem to realise we've got no opposition to speak of. And you can tell the country I'm knocking 2% off the income tax. 98% is quite enough. Just once in a lifetime, a man knows a moment. One wonderful moment when fate takes his hand. And this is my moment, my once in a lifetime, when I can explore a new and exciting land. For once in a lifetime, I feel like a giant. I soar like an eagle, as though I had wings. And this is my moment, my destiny calls me. And though it may be just once in my lifetime, I'm going to do great things.
Vote for Little Chap. Vote for Little Chap. Vote for Little Chap. Vote for Little Chap. For Little Chap.
Fellow citizens, our speaker for tonight is the opportunist candidate for this constituency, Mr. Little Chap.
Mambo jumbo, rhubarb, rhubarb, tickety big bob, yak, 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 mambo jumbo, red, white, blue ball, Britannia's on our back. Mambo jumbo, rhubarb, rhubarb, nothing new, bomb, cha, 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 mambo jumbo, Castro's cue bob, I think someone's gone too far. Mambo jumbo, rhubarb, rhubarb, voulez-vous boire avec moi? Mambo jumbo, Anthony Bar, Bridget Bardot, ooh la la.
Ladies of the Book of the Month Guild, it is my pleasure to introduce the opportunist candidate for this constituency, Mr. Little Chap.
Mambo jumbo, rhubarb, rhubarb, has Red China got the bomb? Velesundo, it is true bad, will be blown to kingdom come.
You got a bomb, you got a bomb, all my children are bombs.
Mambo jumbo, rhubarb, rhubarb, give the Democrats more cash, helps the nation, stops inflation. How's your father? Wall Street crash.
Wanna be rich? Have money to burn.
Mambo jumbo, rhubarb, rhubarb, prostitute bob off the streets, we would fight them on the beaches, but we lose between the sheets.
My fellow members of the Motor Scooter Association, the opportunist candidate, Mr. Little Chap.
Mambo jumbo rhubarb, come and walk and can't go wrong. Wash day Monday, send your undies, Chinese laundry in Hong Kong. Mambo jumbo rhubarb, give the Africans their rights. Coloured people are free to buy, they're not quite as free as whites. Mumbo jumbo rhubarb, up your flubarb Liberty Hall. And dear friends, if I am elected,
Yes. Yes.
I'm all right, Jack. Screw them all.
And here is the news. Today's by-election resulted in a landslide victory for the opportunist candidate, Mr. Little Chap. Here are the voting figures. Opportunist Little Chap, 999,999 votes. Birch, isolationist, 1 vote.
Hooray, hurrah, hooray, hurrah, hooray, hurrah, hooray! For he's a jolly good fellow, for he's a jolly good fellow, for he's a jolly good fellow, for he's a jolly good fellow.
Once in a lifetime,
He's a jolly good fellow,
I feel like a child.
he's a jolly good fellow.
I soar like an eagle, as though I had wings. And this is my moment,
He's a jolly good fellow.
my destiny calls me.
3 cheers for Little Chap MP. Hip hip
Hooray!
hip hip
Hooray!
hip hip.
Hooray!
For this is my moment, my destiny calls me. And though it may be just once in my lifetime, I'm going to do great things. Fellow members of Snobs, I think I can say safely, without fear of contraception, that if I can achieve for England 1/10 of what I have achieved for my company, then I will have achieved for England 1/10 of what I have achieved for my company. Thank you.
Parliament is now reassembled. Gentlemen, be seated.
Good morning, Harold. As Secretary to the Undersecretary to the Minister of Knives and Forks, may I point out in triplicate that Mumbo Jumbo. As Secretary to the Under-Parliamentary Secretary to the Minister of Eggs and Bacon, may I point out in duplicate that hanky-panky. As Parliamentary Secretary to the Minister of Beer and Skittles, may I point out in singlicate that rhubarb. As Minister of Coronary Thrombosis, As Minister of Great Pain, Stop the world! Have you ever heard of a fellow called Niblock? Anton Niblock was his name, no? Well, this fellow was one of the greatest doctors who ever lived. And do you know how he became a doctor? I'll tell you. One day, his father had an attack of hiccups and died. Now, you may laugh with the hiccups, but He was so choked up about his father's death and these hiccups that he dedicated the rest of his life to studying illnesses of all kinds. He became one of the greatest surgeons who ever lived, and then one day, he had an attack of hiccups, and he died.
Oh, no.
Now you may say to yourself, so what? What does that prove? I'll tell you what it proves. It proves that you could be the most cleverest fellow in the whole world, but if it says in the big book that you are going to die from an attack of hiccups, then you are going to die from an attack of hiccups. And there's nothing anyone can do about it. Although sometimes you might get lucky enough to get a warning set of hiccups. And that's when the wise man slows down and takes a deep breath. After all, you're no good to yourself dead. You go. How kind people are, Evie. It's a pity they wait till you're nearly dead before they show it. It's very quiet out here. I enjoy our walks together. It reminds me, I've got to get that tree cut back.
What's the matter?
You work hard your whole life so that you can retire, and then when you do, the thing you miss most is your work.
It's bound to take you a little time to adjust.
Why did someone nice like you have to love someone like me?
Maybe Mr. Freud could tell you why.
I like your new hairstyle, Evie.
I've been wearing my hair like this for 35 years.
Well, then I still like it. 35 years? 35 years? How did you ever put up with me for that long?
I'm a glutton for punishment.
You must be, my dear. You must be. And if we could live twice, I'd make life paradise for someone really nice like you. Why did someone nice like you, Evie, have to love someone like me? When I think of all the men you could have loved, the men you should have loved, who would have loved you, you're worth so much more than me, Evie. Believe you me, Evie. You know it's true. And if we could live twice, I'd make life paradise for someone really nice like you.
Ask how would someone nice like me have to fall in love with you? When you mentioned all the men I could have loved, the men I should have loved, who would have loved me. Maybe Mr. Freud could tell you why I love you till I die, the way I do. Once Freud's advice, I'm sure it works with life, but not with someone nice like you.
And if we could live twice, I'd make life paradise for someone place like. Hello, Bruce. I hope you don't mind me dropping in like this. It's, I'm a gentleman of leisure now. I've got to kill the time somehow. It's very quiet here since you left. By the way, I had lunch at Snod's yesterday, and most extraordinary rumour going about. Mind you, this is strictly off the record, but I'm being strongly tipped for a title. Yes, imagine that. I mean, I can think of a lot worse people they could give it to. I mean, it's not like I don't deserve a title. I do, I just do, and that's the long and short of it. Lord Little Chap. And good luck to you too, Bruce, wherever you are.
Kneel, little chap. Arise, Lord, little chap.
Oh, good gracious! How unexpected! Evie! Evie!
Kneel, Lord, little chap. Arise, Lord, little chap. I grant you an honorary doctorary, whatever you like, at the university of your choice.
That Brixton Boys' School! Evie! Evie!
Kneel, Lord, little chap. Arise, Lord, little chap. I present you the key and scroll to full access of Sludge Pool.
Something that I've always wanted! Evie! Evie!
Arise, Lord, little chap. Lord, little chap, I grant you the ignoble prize in parliamentary double talk.
Well, either you have it or you haven't. Evie! 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 You're worth so much more than me, Evie. Believe you me, Evie. You know it's true. Stop the world! There was a young woman from Nantucket who got her head stuck in a bucket. People started to say, "You look better that way." She said, "So does Nantucket." Forget it.
Daddy, where are you? Daddy? Daddy, where are you? Oh, there you are, Daddy. Why didn't you come to my wedding?
Wedding? I didn't even know you were pregnant.
You don't have to be pregnant to get married, Daddy.
I've been busy writing my memoirs.
You're not a field marshal.
You don't have to be a field marshal to write your memoirs.
You do if you want to sell them.
But I don't want to sell them. I want to write them. But it's been so hard. I've been feeling so tired lately.
I read in the newspaper that they're trying to bring you back for the general election. Is that true?
No. They just want to put me on the television so I can tell the country what a splendid bunch of chaps they are.
Daddy, I have most wonderful news.
But of course they're not. They're just a band of villains. That's why they need an expert lawyer like myself, so I can tell the country that they're a splendid bunch of chaps.
Daddy, what I'm trying to tell you is...
You see, it's a favour I owe the snobs. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. In a few short weeks, the country will be going to the polls, and there you will help to decide which party shall bear the burden of leadership in the years that lie ahead. It is not for me to tell you what that decision should be, but I would like you to look back over the last 5 years and examine the government's records. They want me to tell you that they're a splendid bunch of chaps. But of course they're not. The Western Bloc is run by Western blockheads. Never before in the history of human endeavor has so much been screwed up for so many by so few. Dreadfully sorry. Good evening. I will not pretend that the going has been easy. It hasn't. There have been setbacks and there have been disappointments. The problems the country faced 5 years ago, it still faces today. But we must get forwards together. And if that doesn't work, then we must come backwards together. And if that doesn't work, we must go sideways together. But we must stick together, Evie, because I need you. And if we really work at it, we can have our own football team. And I still like your new hairstyle, even after 35 years. So you see, Jane, she's gone. It's not easy writing your memoirs, especially when you've got such a rotten memory like I have. Let's see. I think I'll call that first chapter My Early Years, or Too Much Tea and Not Enough Sympathy. Let's see, there's so much to remember. There was Moscow.
Over there is the Kremlin.
Anya!
To the right is the statue to commemorate the broken heart of Anna Petronovich at the hands of a Western imperialist capitalist.
I'm sorry, Anya, I thought your first love was football.
And this is monument to Comrade Little Chapelwich, a moral tractor driver who ran over 176 human hearts in inglorious defense of his own selfishness. He was my man, but he done me wrong.
You wouldn't send me to Siberia, would you?
No, but you have definitely lost your place on my football team.
Pity, I reserved a special place for you in my memoirs. She was a wonderful girl, and oddly enough for a Russian, she didn't want the whole world. I think I'll call that chapter My Mission to Moscow, or I Was a Red Square.
Bitte, sir!
Ilsa?
Yeah, Ilse Brandt. I am coming to England to conquer the English. But you will see, within 2 years, Germany will rise again mightier than ever. The 4th, 5th, and 6th Reichs will bring new hope to the free world, whether they want it or not. And a new day will dawn.
Ilsa, stop it! Stop it!
There is nothing for you to worry about, Herr Little Chap. We are all partners under the Western Alliance, and Germany will protect you against communism.
Maybe she will, but who'll protect me from Germany?
I am sorry I had to tell your wife about your misbehavior, but you must understand, I will tolerate no violation of my territory.
She was a sour little crowd. I think I'll call that chapter The Final Solution to the German Problem, or Never Let Your Luftwaffe Know What Your Right Waffe is Doing.
An all-American female.
Ginny, please, you have to sing so loud and in that terrible club.
Of course not. I could starve to death. This is the land of the free, remember? Except nothing's for free.
Do you remember that Chinese restaurant on...
Mott Street? I'll say I do. I've been back there so many times, if China ever makes it into the United Nations, I'm first choice for ambassador.
You and your terrible stories.
You ever hear the one about the American girl who falls in love with the British businessman? It's not very funny, but it's true. It'll break your heart. Oh, well, maybe not yours. But it broke mine.
Oh, I'm sorry, Ginny.
No, forget it. Can't expect every show on Broadway to be a hit.
The trouble with America is overproductivity chasing too few consumers. And too few consumers chasing Ginny. I know what I'll call that chapter, The Great American Depression. Or, Never Sleep with the Chinese Ambassador. Well, Evie, now you know everything. I was only ever in love with one person in my life. And that was me! What kind of fool am I, who never fell in love? It seems that I'm the only one that I have been thinking of. What kind of man is this? An empty shell, a lonely cell in which an empty heart must dwell. What kind of clown am I? What do I know of life? Why can't I cast away this mask of play and live my life? Why can't I fall in love like any other man? And maybe then I'll know what kind of fool I am. Maybe I wasn't cut out to be a husband or a father. Too well as a Romeo either. What kind of lips are these that lied with every kiss, that whispered empty words of love that left me alone like this? What kind of eyes are these that could not see what could be seen by everybody else but me? What kind of clown am I? What do I know of life? Why can't I cast away this mask of clay and live my life? Why can't I fall in love till I don't give a damn? And maybe then I'll know what kind of fool I change. Okay, if you want company, I'll come with you. I'm sure the devil will pay a very good price for me. That's my grandson. Nice little chap. Carried away back there for a moment. They nearly had me. I was halfway through the game. They had the big book open and everything. You know, wonderful thing about a circle is it has no beginning and it has no end. Now, I'm not saying that proves anything, but it does make you think, doesn't it?
Woo!
Right now, I'd just like a special round of applause for our lighting crew. Dr. Rose! Our assistant to the director, Bianca. Everybody say it.
Stop the
world! Thank you, I'm tired. And last but not least, my lovely wife,
Yes.
bride of almost 116 years.